Well, as gardeners, we're always looking for ways to make our gardening life a little simpler. And I'm here with Rolf from Sure Growth Distributing, and he's got a product called an air garden. And you know, when you first showed me this, Rolf, I thought, well, how is that going to make my life any simpler? But after I saw the concept, I thought, wow, this is a really great idea. Maybe you can explain how you came up with it and how you can use air to actually take care of your plants.
Okay, the air garden itself, it's designed to automatically feed and water your plants from the bottom, which is a great way of feeding your plants. And the way it uses the air is it actually has a reservoir that's built in the bottom. And it's a one-piece reservoir, and then it has the tray on top. So what happens is when you pour the water in the top, it flows into the sealed reservoir, and then you use a small air pump to pump air into the reservoir, which then forces the water up through the bottom. And then it automatically waters your plants that way.
Ah, okay. Now that's pretty ingenious, and I guess it's pretty neat because now you're not dealing with electricity near water. I mean, you're just basically doing everything with air.
Right, it's a perfectly safe way of doing it, just by using the air pump, and then you can hook the air pump to a timer, and the timer will then automatically once a day turn on and then flood your plants.
Perfect. Can we see how it works?
Sure. The timer would come on.
Okay, now so what's happening now is it's pumping air into that bottom reservoir.
Right. The air is going down into the sealed reservoir directly below the tray.
Okay.
And remember, it's all one piece. And now when the air goes in, the water would automatically have to be forced up.
Excellent. Now, we're using straight water here, but could you put fertilizer in the water to fertilize your plants at the same time?
Yeah, that's the whole idea behind the feeding and watering, is you would put a synthetic fertilizer into the water, and that way when you bottom feed your plants, the capillary action will move the water and nutrient solution up.
Okay. Now these are pretty mature plants. Is this something that you could use like seedling trays in or smaller starts?
Yeah, Gord, for sure. You could put a seedling flat in there. You can just have your soil mix. You can use the Jiffy Pucks.
Oh, yeah?
Set them right in here.
Yeah.
And then just automatically feed them once they take root. It'll automatically take care of them. You can have a dome on top if you like.
Perfect. Now I imagine you don't have to worry about the cycling too, because you only have so much water in here, so you don't have to worry about overflowing or anything like that.
No, when you fill the reservoir, if you put about 30 liters in, you're going to get about 2 inches of height.
Okay.
So you just have to be careful how much water you put in, and that will judge how high it will flood.
Okay. Now I notice you brought a heater. What do you use a heater for?
Well, for starting plants especially, you want a little bit of bottom heat. What we found works really good is a small aquarium heater, and then it can be put directly into the side of the air garden itself.
Okay.
And what that does is it heats your nutrient solution,
Right.
which is the best way to bottom heat your plants, because not only do you get the heat rising up through the bottom,
Yeah.
you also get the warmer water feeding the plants.
Perfect. Now, this is something you've got. I really like this layout because you've got your planting shed or your planting table on this side, and then basically you can just put them over here and get them started and established. You could use this, I guess, on patios for anybody that doesn't want to bend over and work low to the ground. You could use that as well.
Yeah, Gord, these are mainly designed at first was for greenhouses and for patio gardening. Also rooftop gardening. You're not hauling a lot of soil up. Only soil is whatever's in your pots. It allows you not to bend over to garden. And these are designed to countersink into a bench.
Yeah.
So they look good, and they're nice and comfortable to work with.
Very functional, and I guess if you wanted to, you could actually work right in this area if you had to. And if you had to clean them out, is there a drain on them that you can just sort of
Well, one of the advantages to this is the water is always down in the reservoir, in the black reservoir, so it's dark.
Yeah.
And that way you get no algae growth or anything else. It only floods for about a half an hour just to water the plant, and then the water goes back down.
Perfect drainage.
With the pump, you get the increased atmospheric pressure inside, and the movement of the water, it stays nice and fresh.
Yeah.
Very easy to keep clean.
Great idea. Thanks for coming out and showing us.